back, everyone. Here we are for WeAwake. And I was informed, well, we've probably been about in this closed down mode for about 2 months, working on 2 months, and depending on what part of the world you're in. But it has been quite an interesting experience. And for some people who are introverts and just like to hang out and be alone, hey, it's business as usual. For others, it can be very, very stress-inducing and even terrifying with the threat of this virus and spreading and death and all these things. But in my case, it's really been interesting, but it's also given me some opportunities to do some things that I've been really interested in. One of that is to increase my reading. Which with all my practices is probably the one I neglected the most. And I was reading an article yesterday from New Science magazine. It's called, Is the Universe Conscious? And lo and behold, the mathematicians of all people are coming up with the answer, yes, the universe itself is conscious. So it's not the old materialistic explanation of, everything happened in 13.8 billion years, give or take a few 100 million years. And then there was a primordial pool, got hit by lightning, and amino acids created proteins and blah, blah. And here we are, having a pandemic and pandemic. So, but that's an incredible finding. And the same thing is happening in biology and other sciences. It's getting to the point when you push it to the limit that these things could not have happened randomly and require a designer, to put these things together. Like, try to imagine my computer writing a book without any intelligence behind it. It's like, what? No, computers don't write books. And, mud piles or pools of chemicals don't create computers. Anyway, so because of the limited time that the universe existed, mathematically, that's what it's pointing to. And they're not even talking about the mystics and what they've been reporting. I, however, am a mystic. And what does that mean? It means I have experiences, direct experiences of God, if you will, our unit of consciousness, or the mystic experience, or peak experiences, however you want to phrase that. And one of the things that emerges out of this experience is that, yes, it's all God, it's all consciousness, and we are that. So yesterday in my meditation, I was just like, wow, this is fantastic. I mean, the old materialistic explanations are breaking down, and the neo-Darwinists are running into walls with their theory. It's not working. And I understand why they're so religiously, have so much religious fervor about their materialistic theories, is because they don't want to hand it back to the religionist, okay? And which is for a good reason, because the religionists have just done an awful job. And religion can be very good, but one of the things that religion has to have to be viable and not just part of the problem is a pathway to transcendence for its adherents, okay? And our religions in the United States, by and large, have failed with that miserably, without maybe exceptions of the Quakers, I'm not sure. But so what I'd like to suggest is that science is beginning to show us that, yes, it is real. God is real. It is conscious. And there's an intelligence behind this. There has to be, because it just is impossible mathematically. I mean, like enough zeros to fill up the universe, find a probability. It's just, there it is. So, and that goes back to the ancient intuition of the Vedic mystics that Atman is Brahman and Brahman is Atman. And Brahman being the creator of all universes, the ultimate transcendent being. And Atman is the deepest part of the human being. So we're finding that the mystics found thousands of years ago the deepest part of ourselves is none other than the creator of all things. Oh, and they're also finding, just throw in one footnote, and then I'll shut up and we can meditate, is that not only did it require intelligent design to get this thing rolling 13.7 billion years ago, is that it requires continued intelligence for it to keep evolving in the complexity that it is. Something is going on here. So today, when we're doing our meditation, we're doing our solar infusion, which is the Schumann resonance, which is the vibration frequency of the earth. Which is appropriate for what I'm talking about, is that when we go into this space, allow the mind to do its things and dissolve. and get into that spacious, pure awareness. And that pure awareness is not only your pure awareness, but that is the awareness of the whole universe from its birth. Prior to that, we can extrapolate, say that, but that is the power that has continued to create and can help recreate us when we slow down enough, when we get our brains into a state where we can pick up on these frequencies, which opens us up to possibilities that we don't know, but it feels guided, it feels meaning, it feels purposeful. So let's put our hearts and minds together in this meditation and let go of our agendas and let go of our thoughts. It may take a few minutes, but we get into that zone, just to sit in that zone of the creative awareness that infuses and is all things. Okay, so shall we get rolling here? All right, see you on the other end. God bless. Thank you all for participating in that. It's a powerful experience. That's the feedback we're getting from our WeAwake team and for those of you who join us. So feel free to invite others to be here. I think this is a very, very good thing to initiate, and to put our minds and hearts together in the synchrony of these transformational resonances through this technology, but also putting our minds and hearts together to sit in silence and the stillness that this technology allows us to achieve. And I'll leave you with one last carrot to chew on. I don't know if you chew on carrots, but something to hold. And years ago, when I was a much younger man, I was on one of my quests for vision, and I was on the banks of the beautiful South Fork of the Yuba River in Northern California. And I was contemplating the reality of life, that the demise of everything that we love and everyone that we love and everything that we hold dear is imminent. Everyone's going to die. It's all going to go away. And basically, that's the tragic reality of life. It was breaking my heart. And then something rather remarkable happened. It seemed like a wave of clarity, clarified the air, the presence, the river, everything around me. And that deep, intuitive voice of spirit, or God, if you will, call it what you like. That's what it felt like. Said this, said, there is no loss. And the moment felt spectacularly holy and powerful and sacred. And I don't even pretend to be able to explain what that means. It's something I'm still working on. But there it was. So it's a good koan. And sometimes I can glimpse it, I get it. But it helped me to continue my journey. So thank you so much for joining us. And I appreciate you. And let's do what we can to become the people that we can be and that we need to be, because we matter. And one little last thing, when we have experiences of this openness, of this consciousness, instead of just being something completely freaking us out and terrifying because we are so small and it is so vast as to decrease us in the point of absolute insignificance. Au contraire, something very different happens. We're filled with peace, joy, and an understanding in some way that is beyond our comprehension that we do matter. Each individual part that makes up the whole does matter, and you matter. So let's treat ourselves with kindness and honor the potential that we all have and do our best to become that which we can be. So we'll hopefully be here with you next time. So be well, do the work, because the work leads us to greater joy and greater freedom and greater effectiveness. And that's what we need as human beings. So thank you very much, and blessings. See you next time.